It is the grace of God that brings back my awareness of the presence of God and the healing I need in my life. When we hear a statement like, "It is your sin that caused the sickness in you," we probably feel discouraged, disappointed, and ashamed of ourselves. The feeling of the burden of sin can really crush us and lead us into further depression. It is very difficult for us to analyze and understand biblical truths more positively, since we naturally try to find fault with ourselves for our problems. It could be because we are brought up in that religious atmosphere rather than focusing on a Father who loves and forgives us. We might think of Him as someone to be feared and pleased throughout life. Usually, the event of the healing of the paralytic in Mark chapter 2, 1 to 12 is seen from the point of view of a problem, that is paralysis. The reason seems to be sin, and the solution is within the faith of the people and the forgiveness of sins. Most ordinarily, as we focus on our misery, we miss the bountiful act of God who wants to show His mercy beyond our sinfulness and brokenness. In this healing event, we forget we have a Savior who stands there waiting for us. He is the Savior who has taken away the sin of the world. John chapter 1:20. Surely He has borne our infirmities and carried our diseases. He was wounded for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. Upon Him was the punishment that made us whole, and by His bruises we are healed. Isaiah chapter 53, 4-5. The decision to approach God for healing itself is a sign of faith. And when we come to Him, we need not to be troubled in conscience whether He will accept us, because He has already accepted us in His sufferings 2000 years ago. In His loving presence, there is no dichotomy of sin and sickness, but He takes over everything. We just need to surrender to Him. Jesus sees human misery in its entirety. He is not particularly sad that I have a terminal illness or I have said a lie, but He is concerned that through my terminal illness or saying a lie, I have lost my peace of mind, tranquility, and confidence in God as a child of God. For Him, the entire person and his or her life is important. Therefore, healing the body illness is as important as healing the soul through forgiveness. Therefore, as a child of God, I need to be considerate not about whether I am okay in this or that aspect of my life, but whether my entire life and personality are at ease. Sin takes away my awareness of God's presence, and we feel that God is absent. It is the grace of God that brings back my awareness of the presence of God and the healing I need in my life. It is the love and presence of God that brings about my healing, both physically and spiritually.